The Paranormal Chick here. Welcome to episode 11 of my podcast. Today, we are going to talk about unidentified animal attacks. This first story comes out of Wyoming, around November 13th, 2004. The body of a woman was found on the mountainous Wind River Reservation. She died of an apparent animal attack, or a combination of hypothermia and wounds inflicted by one or more predators. Per Fremont County Chief Deputy Coroner Mark Strademan, he said, "This is to notify the public to use caution and to be alert for any observations of predator wildlife or any groups or individual feral domestic animals in the general area." He declined to say what sort of animal might be behind the attack on the 2.3 million acre reservation in southwestern Wyoming, which is home to more than 3,900 members of the Eastern Shoshone tribe and about 8,600 members of the Northern Arapaho tribe. The sheriffs did find hair at the scene, and they had sent it in to be tested. The case was picked up by the FBI for investigation, and a week after the attack, they claimed a pack of wild dogs attacked and killed her. The Fremont County Chief Deputy Coroner Mark Strademan said in a final statement, "Preliminary autopsy findings and an analysis of hair found at the site of the attack on the Wind River Reservation show the 40-year-old woman died from hypothermia and blood loss tied to severe injuries inflicted by multiple dogs." So I have to ask myself, is this truly the work of feral dogs? It is important to note that even though it seems odd that the FBI became involved in the investigation, it's actually standard procedure on native reservations to have the FBI involved in any types of murders, child abuse, things like that. They typically work hand in hand with BIA, which is Bureau of Indian Affairs. So that's the only reason why I'm not pointing out the FBI was involved, because that's actually a standard procedure. But it's easy to say it's an animal. It's a wild dog attack. I mean, but really, how many wild dogs do we have in the United States? It's not like we're in Australia where they have dingoes. Very interesting. But this leads me to think of the next attack. I actually did a video about Brenda Hamilton and her story and her murder. She was a local school teacher, and on February 15th, 2019, she was brutally attacked and partially eaten while she was out for a morning walk. This attack occurred in Beaufort County, North Carolina. The local sheriff claimed it was dogs that attacked her, and this was based off physical evidence and blood spatter at the scene. But the whole suspicious part of that theory and their cop-out was that they were never able to identify the type of dogs. They found DNA evidence, but they classified it as an unknown canine species. They could not find the canine species in the database. Again, it's similar attacks quickly blamed on dogs, which is the simple answer. It's an easy, get everybody to be quiet, waylay fears. It's dogs. But I want to make note that the United States has an extensive database of DNA collected and categorized for most known species. So for a dog, a type of canine, to not be in that database, it's truly almost impossible. It really is. We've categorized and identified, like I said, most known species. So that just more questions. And on Miss Brenda Hamilton, they completed 2 autopsies. Because of course speculation started right away. Is it a werewolf? What is it? And Again, similar situation with the 13-year-old boy out of Kentucky, rural Kentucky. He was dragged into like a mountainous area and basically eaten. That was covered up so fast. And again, unidentified. The cases are similar. They could never identify the species or what it was. It was just quickly blamed on a dog or packs of feral dogs. With a 13-year-old boy out of Kentucky, his death was eventually ruled by wild dogs, supposedly. It's horrific, and it's not just wild dogs. It has to be something more that we're not being told. And with the 13-year-old boy, a specific group of government agents went into that town to assist with the investigation. Nobody could confirm who they were working with or what bureau they were tied with. Just reports from witnesses stated they came in, basically took over the investigation, told the sheriff it was a pack of wild dogs, and to zip it up. Case closed. I will be doing a separate video regarding his story, and it'll be all on its own, so that'll come shortly. This next case involves a 1,200-pound horse. On June 1st, 2015, the owners were in their home when they heard commotion. They went outside and they found their horse was bleeding badly from their rear hoof. No, they did not see any other animals on site. The horse was fatally wounded in its pasture. But the interesting part about this story is it happened during midday and in a rural area about 80 miles northeast of Metro Detroit. The horse was bitten on its lower part of a rear leg, which caused bleeding, and it bled out. They could never identify what kind of animal bit it. People started, of course, with rumors, cougars, things like that. But it is fair to note that their local sheriff did state that they hadn't seen a cougar in that area in over 25 years, if there had been any reported sightings of a cougar. And it happened during midday. And when the homeowners went out to go check on their horse, they didn't see anything. Very interesting. So this next case is out of Gray County, Texas. A McLean woman died from a confirmed animal attack, and this is according to officials on Saturday, October 29th, 2022. Gray County deputies were called to the area of Kingsley and Heasley in McLean about a body. Officials said someone found the body of a woman who they initially thought was stabbed. The body was later identified as Kimberly Dawn Morris, and she was sent to Lubbock for an autopsy. The scene was investigated by the Texas Rangers in Gray County SO, and the autopsies came back and confirmed the death was from an animal attack. Officials say there are currently no known witnesses to the attack or what animals were involved. I couldn't find anything else. No, reports of the type of physical evidence they found, what it could possibly be, just that she was killed by an animal and that was it. Case closed. Be quiet. This next case, this is going to be my final one for the night. It's absolutely horrific. And it actually involves two people at two different times in the same area. On July 12th, 2021, Amber Miller was viciously attacked and killed in Cobb County, Tennessee. Her family, and this is their statement, she had so many wounds they couldn't even count them. The attack occurred in Newport, Tennessee, and it wasn't the only one. On April 1st, A similar attack occurred near the same area of Jimtown Road where Amber Miller was killed. The victim was 52-year-old Tony Aarons, and the autopsy for Aarons revealed scattered clothing, paw marks on the soft ground, and scattered blood on the ground, which was all consistent with an animal attack. In the first report for Amber Miller, there was no notification of witnesses. In the second report that I was able to pull, witnesses came forward and told authorities that 3 dogs attacked Miller in front of 522 Carnation Way in Newport, Cobb County. Per the sheriff's office, Detective Daniel Smith said they appeared to be Mastiff, Cane Corso, and a Shepherd Pit Bull mix. Mastiff, Cane Corso, and a Shepherd Pit Bull mix. How they came up with all 3 of those huge species of dogs, I couldn't tell you. Miller's left upper extremity was amputated. Approximately 42% of her skin was gone. The autopsy obtained, and this is per the autopsy obtained by WBIR. The manner of death is accident. The medical examiner ruled the extensive injuries from the animal attack are what ultimately led to her death. She died horribly. And they closed all these cases. All of these cases have been closed. Confirmed animal attacks. Like I said, they easily could be animal attacks. They could be dogs killed. We've heard of dogs attacking and mauling people to death, children. But really, this many? And is it really? Some of them are unidentified species. I mean, I guess it could be possible, right? It could be a species out there that we're not aware of. But come on. When did we stop asking questions and just accepting the status quo? How many more people have to be killed and basically eaten? And these are not all rural areas. Some of these victims were found in metropolitan areas. And then we have sightings of unidentified creatures. Makes you wonder, is there something else out there? Is there something more that's being hidden right in front of our eyes? But is it easier to accept wild dogs, feral animals, than the truth? You'll have to tell me. As always, I want to hear your feedback. The good, the bad, and the ugly. I want to hear it all. But that's all I have for you tonight. If you have your own stories, your own experiences that you would love to share with me, or you would like to get it out there, I would be happy to share it, and you can remain anonymous. Please send them to me. My email is theparanormalchick, CHIC@gmail.com, or theparanormalchick@icloud.com. As far as videos, feel free to send it to me via IG. That seems to be the quickest way to be able to send an actual video. You can follow me here on Spotify. Well, anywhere there you have where you listen to your podcast, iHeart, Amazon, Apple. I'm on all of them, The Paranormal Chick. And I will upload this full video to my YouTube channel, The Paranormal Chick. Until tomorrow, my friends, stay safe. Good night.